Hello, I'm Jack, and today I'm going to give the milling of a watch another try. I already started on a new case in brass this time, and I turned out the circular features on the lathe yesterday. So now what's left is the milling, which I will do today. And instead of putting this one directly on the rotary table, like the last case I made, I will instead use a movement holder. So this one I made yesterday. It's made from free machining steel, and it mounts directly on the rotary table, and it gets centered with this pin here. Then I will put the movement on here. It fits perfectly. There's no play at all that I can feel. So that means it's being centered and it rests on the bottom here, which means that there's plenty of surface to hold it in place. Then I have two pieces that are heat blued. This is free machining steel, and then this one is C45 steel, so this is a bit harder. And this screw here is M8, just like the hole here. And then this plate, which is pretty thick by design, so that it's rigid, clamp and press down the movement. The screw goes in here, and I'll just screw it down. Like that. Hopefully this will be enough to keep it in place while I'm milling and drilling. That is, to once I have milled out the contours, I will drill the holes for the lugs here, lug pins. And when I'm doing that, I don't want it to turn. So make sure to tighten it well, and make sure that there's no oil on the contact surfaces. Here's my milling machine, the Aciera F1, and it's already set up and everything is mounted. And here's the rotary table. So this holder will go into this center hole, like that. Extreme little play, it's very easy to center. But before I mount it, I will take it apart and wipe away all oil from it. Yep. The surface finish is a bit rough. I didn't want it to be mirror polished, because if it's rough, then it has more friction. Now it's really tightened down. It should be enough. Time for the movement. Perfect. The ring, and now the screw. 27, 26 there. It's 1/100 of a millimeter off center. It's 16, a bit more. Goes down to just above 15 and then back to 16. I think that's good enough for me. I'm not going to chase sub hundreds of a millimeter, and just by putting pressure on the handle move things a bit, a couple of thousandths of a millimeter. And this is just aesthetical anyway, so it's not going to be, it doesn't have to be super concentric. So now I will mill a rough pass for where the lugs will be, the straps. Wish me best of luck. Something like that. And now I've done the rough pass for where the lugs will be, or the straps here and there. Now I will make the rough pass, or do the rough pass for the sides here. It's a bit wider area. Really nice surface finish. I'm trying to figure out what way to mill is the best, like from here to here or other way around. Yeah, it's called, I think, conventional milling or climb milling. So when the workpiece is going against the rotation of the mill like this, then it's called I think conventional milling, or in Swedish motfräsning. This should require less rigid machines, like climb milling, the other way around, like this. Should require more rigid machines. In my experience now, it seems to be that going from here to here, which is called madfräsning or climb milling, I think it is in English, gives a slightly better surface finish and less vibrations. So I think I will do that for the final passes. Okay. Okay, so I switched out the mill to 4mm mill, and then I recentered the spindle and moved it out 20.5mm, which should create a 37mm ring, or thickness of the width of the case. Okay, I made the other side, so both sides where the straps will be are done. Now it's time for the sides. I have repositioned the table and set the rotary table to 0 degrees. So now it's time to mill away the inside of the lugs. I think this looks really good, so let's turn the rotary table and do the other side. It looks good. Now we'll move this mill to the other side and do the other two. Okay, now I've repositioned the table to 15 degrees so that I can cut away the outside of the lugs. And I have positioned the table, the mill and everything. Surface finish on this pretty bad, especially compared to the other sides. It's less rigid now, and this head, the milling head, is further out, but I have no idea what it could be. surface finish on this lug is much better, and I went from the inside and out when milling. It could be related to that. Okay, I think I will do this by first using a mill to make sure it's flat here, just slightly, and then after that I will replace this with a drill bit, and then drill all the way through. Now it's time to drill the hole for the stem and the crown. So I set the table to 30 degrees, which is 2 o'clock, and then I mounted a center drill. Yep, this drilling hole here. No mistakes. It looks really cool. Okay, let's talk about the movement. Okay, let's talk about the case holder first. It worked really well. It kept it in place. It was rigid. Yeah, nothing to complain about really. So I'm super pleased with it. And then the case. I'm also super pleased with this one. No big mistakes really. Looks super nice. The drilling was successful. I don't think I need to do the milling first before drilling. It didn't really help, and then I can see now that the milling creates a bit bigger hole than drilling. So it's not 1 millimeter holes here. It's bigger than what's on the inside. So I'll probably just use a center drill next time. And then we have one lug that had a bit bad surface finish here. But yeah, I know how to not get that. I think I should mill from the inside and out instead of the other way around. That because on the other lugs the surface finish is really good. It's just the lines here which I can sand down. Now I have on the bottom the flat surface here should be a bit bigger than 37 millimeters. It seems that this is smaller because there's a ring that goes on the outside that I need to sand down. In my next version I will probably not have the lugs sticking out a bit. I think you'll just start from this line here. Next time I will also make sure that when I'm milling the outside of the lugs that I will move out the mill a bit further out, because now I have marks in the corners. It's not bad, but something to think about. So next thing to do is to drill a hole here in this dial for the stem, and then widen this hole here, because now the movement doesn't fit through this little hole here. And after that it's I'm going to thread this make an internal thread here and make a screw that I can screw in, and then 4 screws here, and of course the crown. It's a big difference. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next week.